Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I wanted you to watch this clip. This is about the Robinhood acquisition of Bitstamp, and this is crypto general manager Johan Kerbrat.
And what was the impetus that made you break into the crypto space initially?
Yeah, so we're really thinking about this mission in our head that crypto is going to be the framework that will power the financial world of tomorrow. Traditional finance has a lot of technical debt in some way. For example, last week we celebrated that we moved to settlement at T+1, and in crypto it's not even a question of a day, right? So we really think that blockchain technologies and crypto overall will be able to change and revolutionize how things are working. So really a lot of what we are building is towards this world. I think tokenization of what I said is something that we're really excited about, and we're going to keep working on.
And if when you look out maybe 3 to 5 years in the crypto space, Web3, what excites you most?
I think tokenization is really something that, I know it's becoming a bit of the hot word now lately in the crypto space, but I think it's really something where we're really excited. I think at Robinhood, we see all the financial system between the brokerage and the other places that we are running. And I really think that so many times when I see a problem, I'm like, it will be so much easier with blockchain. So I think if we are able to launch a good tokenized product for real, what I said, it's going to be a huge game changer for the industry.
I'm not fucking leaving!
Didn't mean to play that. Okay, now against that backdrop, remember Robinhood, they just bought Bitstamp. My sponsor, Link2, has, so the point is that now you're seeing people acquiring some of these crypto exchanges because they know what's coming. I'll give you a disclaimer here. I own Kraken and I own Uphold, which are exchanges, and so they're both on the Link2 platform, my sponsor. So, and also, so go to linqto.com. Now, another thing I wanted to cover, I saw Brad Combs tweet this out. As we all know, today it was announced, I think it was made official anyway, that Jack McDonald from Polysign, the Polysign CEO and the Standard Custody CEO, has sold Standard Custody, which was a subsidiary of Polysign, to Ripple. And now he's going to be the senior vice president at Ripple of stablecoins. And so Brad Combs is asking, and I'm a big Polysign private equity holder. I bought that on Link, that was from Link2 as well. So Brad Combs says, this is a great question, because, let me go back. Jack McDonald had tweeted this about the announcement, exciting times ahead. So Crypto Meme Guide said, where's Polysign left after this? I'm a private equity holder, and the silence in the whole Polysign saga is quite disappointing. What happened to our Polysign investment? As far as I know, nothing's happened yet. We haven't gotten, I would have said it if I'd gotten any information, but I haven't had any information. But Brad Combs is asking the question to Jack McDonald and to David Schwartz, who was one of the, I guess he was on the Polysign board, one of the founders. We all need to know where this leaves Polysign and private equity holders. And he copied Brad Garlinghouse because Brad Garlinghouse is the one buying them. Thanks in advance. So I did a retweet, 100%. What's the status on Polysign? Jack McDonald. So hopefully we'll hear something on that maybe today, hopefully. That'd be good. Brad Garlinghouse, 2 major acquisitions in 1 year under Ripple's belt with Medico and Standard Custody, and a big welcome to Jack McDonald. Jack is no stranger to the XRP ledger ecosystem and to me. Thrilled to have him join Team Ripple, leading our stablecoin initiatives. Monica Long, as we integrate custody more deeply into Ripple's products, we see clear synergies with Standard Custody to complement our payments and custody offerings, all in service of being one-stop shop to move, convert, and store value with blockchain and crypto. Then here's another great little clip. Let me go to about right here. Ann's Bank representatives, gradual then sudden.
Quite simply, I think blockchains and digital assets are the future of finance, really, for many, many asset classes. Yes, the regulation needs to evolve and mature, and certainly there needs to be critical mass of both buyers and sellers and lenders and borrowers. But as more banks like ANZ get involved with the services I described around tokenization and smart contract provision and wallet infrastructure, if that's coming from a trusted counterparty like a bank, like ANZ, our customers are going to be much more inclined to reveal to themselves the benefit of fast settlement times, very low transaction costs. It's going to be gradual, then sudden. And I think that's the evolution. Now, that gradual may take longer than we hope or wish, but I do think...
Oh, we've been living through gradual for a while now.
Tipping point benefit of fast settlement times, very low transaction costs. It's going to be gradual, then sudden.
There you go. I think he's got it right. Now, I like this tweet. Look at this is from Brad Combs too. First, it is the gold standard. Second, it was the petrodollar agreement. Third, XRP, the standard, underpinning the financial system and the U.S. dollar. We are witnessing the greatest financial paradigm shift in the history of mankind. He's retweeting this one of his older tweets. We can't know 100% what will happen or how it will happen. That's what makes it so much fun to watch. A man can dream. Replace the petrodollar agreement with XRP Ledger DEX to underpin the USD. Liquidity plus utility, strongest US dollar in history for the next 150 years. Voila, they can peg the dollar value based on the network formula. Example, peg to $20, next financial quarter $50, 2 financial quarters, $200 bill, and on and on. They can monitor it at a similar fashion that the Fed controls the interest rate, everyone wins. And of course, he's retweeting the R3 report, FedCoin, a central bank issued cryptocurrency. Very interesting stuff. Now, against that backdrop, there's not a question in my mind. Now, folks, remember, the petrodollar has been everything to the United States. There's no way on the planet Earth that the United States would not have a long-term plan for the day that the U.S. dollar as the world reserve currency status was no more. You would have to, because that's more important than a nuclear bomb to this country. You would have chaos because the standard of living would drop like a rock. So you would have a plan. Now, this is Jim Rickards from back October 6, 2014. I believe that the controlled demolition of the United States financial system was begun, like he says here, death of money, petrodollar. This is from October 6, 2014.
One of the big props under the U.S. dollar has been what's called the petrodollar deal. This is something that came out in the mid-1970s, again, a time when the dollar was under attack. And the United States, through Henry Kissinger, said to the Saudi Arabians, look, we will guarantee your security, the continuation of the rule of the House of Saud and the national security of Saudi Arabia, because they were weak militarily and they had I like to say the Middle East is a bad neighborhood, they had a lot of enemies. In exchange, we want you to price oil in dollars. There's no reason why oil has to be priced in dollars. It could be priced in today, euros, back then, Deutschmarks, Swiss francs, Japanese yen, gold. You can price oil a lot of different ways. But they agreed to price it in dollars in exchange for our guarantee of their continued rule and their national security. That deal worked beautifully for 30 years, through the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s. It really did put a floor under the dollar. But just last December 2013, President Obama reneged on the deal. He engaged in the beginning of détente with Iran, which is a bitter enemy of Saudi Arabia. So the U.S. is now saying to Iran...
now don't forget who was behind Obama and all the people currently in power. George Soros. He was behind even, that woman that was married that's married to the ex-president. All of those people. We've seen George Soros on Gary Gensler's calendar. The same man who specializes in destroying nations' currencies and profiting from it. Shoot. Hold on, let me go back to here.
To December 2013, President Obama reneged on the deal. He engaged in the beginning of détente with Iran, which is a bitter enemy of Saudi Arabia. So the U.S. is now saying to Iran, hey, you're our cop on the beat. You're our best friend in the Middle East. Well, this is a stab in the back to the Saudis. By the way, Saudi sells most of the oil these days to China, not the United States. So how long will it be before Saudi Arabia says, okay, China, we'll take your currency in exchange for oil, or maybe we'll take gold, or China buys gold and gives us gold, and we'll send you the oil. But one way or another, the dollar is out of the picture. Again, that hasn't happened yet, but that process is already underway. So this is one of many threats to the reserve currency status of the dollar. And when that status goes away, as I described, you could be back to a world of, borderline hyperinflation in the U.S.
All right. This is him. Look at what he said in 2009 right here.
We have now has actually broken down, only we haven't quite recognized it. And so you need to create a new one. And this is the time to do it.
In the United States, how worried are you about the budget deficit and maybe about the possibility of inflation?
Well, certainly a decline in the value of the dollar is necessary in order to compensate for the fact that the U.S. economy will remain rather weak, will be a drag on the global economy. China will emerge as the motor replacing the U.S. consumer. And of course it's a smaller motor because the Chinese economy is much smaller. So the world economy will have less of a motor. So it will move forward slower than it has in the last 25 years. But China will be the engine driving it forward, and the U.S. will be actually a drag that's being pulled along through a gradual decline in the value of the dollar. So there would be a slow decline in the value of the dollar, a managed decline.
You mean like,
and that would be the adjustment that it needs to be accomplished.
Yeah, so a managed decline, controlled demolition. Okay, in DAI XRP, here's what we're going to talk about. I went and I put together, what would I call it? A stable coin market report is kind of what I wanted to do, leading to the Ripple stable coin going live. Let's look at the market landscape. Let's see who the competitors are. Let's see what we're dealing with. What's the potential? I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Let's go check out what's ahead of Ripple with this stable coin launch. Here we go.